Did you hear that game? Well, is it Kanye or Games record?
I believe it's Games Record,
Okay.
actually.
Hit Boy produced it.
Hmm.
Kanye spazzed on it. What you
Hmm.
think about the song?
It's a pretty dope record for the most part. I mean, it wasn't like, their pairing is kind of funny to me because it's like outside of the first pairing, I keep waiting for them to match that, and I don't think it's going to happen. They kind of keep giving us something different, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's a dope record.
I think Kanye did a lot of venting on there. I mean, I think they just let him get on the track and go.
You think?
Again, he says a lot. It was. I mean, just off first listen. Again, he's one of those people that I love to hear actually rap when he raps. And it's hard for me to believe somebody wrote that stuff. Actually, you know what? That was part of what got Talib Kweli going crazy on our Instagram posts. If you go to According to Hip Hop on Instagram, Talib was going in on the fans that were on the comment section. But
I
Talib
reached,
posted, huh?
I reached out to him. He didn't reach back.
Yeah.
He been making a point to get into it with the fans, though.
Yeah, he did. He posted like some just parts of the quote from that verse and said something about Ghostwriter. Hold on, let me actually get the actual wording. I don't want to sit here and paraphrase any of that. But many of the fans were criticizing the fact that like, yo, why are you even going in on this? Why is this even a topic of your conversation? But anyway, he posted part of Kanye's verse and he said, okay, which one of Kanye's ghostwriters got him dissing his own kids? That's so foul. Who rap battles their own children? Why, y'all? Why? So we posted, what he said about the verse, and some of the fans just start going in on, not really going in, just giving their
No, they was
opinion.
going into it. It was both sides being like slinging like low level mud. Like the fans was like saying some stuff and going at him, and he was responding in kind or not too kind.
Yeah, one comment that he posted, and y'all can go on our Instagram and see the thread yourself. Because I saw some of the comments that you actually screenshot and sent to me because I didn't even know what was going on. I saw were deleted. So I don't know. He deleted them or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's why I
But
screenshotted them to you because I had a feeling that was going to happen, especially after I reached out. Because you have to understand too, he jumped on and see. This is what I mean about how the media works and how we don't belong to
mm-hmm.
anybody. Oh, he jumped in our shit at a time where the average person who's running a page like that ain't checking. But we ain't everybody now, are we?
Well, Spencer Charles,
So
shout
he
out
was
to
going. So he was going to kind of throw that in there and then run at midnight. It's like no, fam, not that type of organization. Hey, how are you? What's up?
well, Spencer Charles posted. That's one of my guys, man. Got love for Spencer, man. Shout out to Spencer, great photographer. He said, "For the love of God, Talib, stop arguing with random niggas on the internet. You have a podcast. Why do you not
Mike, you know
know
how
how the
it
internet works?" And it's like niggas are gonna have opinions. You gain nothing by arguing with non-famous people on the internet. Go rap. Let niggas troll. You just rap. That's how you respond. When Kanye dissed you, you were supposed to use that hype and momentum to drop a track. Streams would have been went crazy. Bars would have been crazy. Instead of your internet arguing with non-famous, you on the internet arguing with non-famous niggas, hire me as your publicist, man. This is ridiculous. Drop a track. And Talib says, I'm not your slave. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? All right. And then he keeps going. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but that's the comment that kind of caught my attention. I'm not your slave. Listen, I think that we're all, to some degree, when you respond to random niggas on the internet or, just social media comments, you do become a slave to that comment. Like what Nas say, you're a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Best thing to do is just either not read it, but I understand, man, just putting your frustration out there. And but yeah, that was wild that whole thread kind of started from that. But saying all that to say, I don't think anybody wrote that verse for Kanye because, I mean, and I'm not saying this as a Kanye fan or anything. I respect both MCs, but it's just his stuff comes off so personal and so personable. Who's writing this stuff for him? Because I don't think Sahai wrote that.
Well, I mean, I mean, which part of this do you want to discuss? You want to discuss what
Whatever
Talib said?
part you
You want
want.
to discuss? Well, I mean, there's a few parts to it. I mean, for me, and I thought this when Talib was making his comments. Well, this isn't how I talk about my kids, but here's the thing, and you know this if you're a parent. Well, that's his kids and his situation, his
Yeah.
form of expression, and really, unless like defects is involved, which I don't think they are, really not anybody else's place to tell somebody how to talk about their children and talk about their kids how they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish somebody who don't know me would tell me about how I talk about or to my kid.
I think kids are off limits,
They're
period.
gonna find themselves sitting in a holding cell across from me.
Yeah. I mean, kids are
Yeah,
off limits. And you don't tell people how to raise their kids and,
right, right.
what
Like
to
I'm
do.
not.
You,
Yeah,
you don't
like
even tell nobody, like, go up to a mother that's breastfeeding and tell them that they need to stop breastfeeding their child. See what kind of reaction you get.
oh Mike, they're gonna stop breastfeeding their child, but what they about to do to you is not about this.
Yeah, you
They
don't
gonna,
offer you, like you said, unless defects is involved or it's a potential defect situation. You don't offer your advice on how someone handles their children or a situation that involves their child. I agree with you.
so here's where I want to take this, and this is why I reached out to Talib. And in the comment, I mentioned wanting him and Ye has intelligent brothers who have a lot to offer to find a peaceful solution to things. Because here's why: I really don't like what I've been seeing blacks in the media and just random blacks who have been jumping in these chat rooms, what they've had to say about Ye and this whole parenting situation as a whole. Because it's not just the parenting situation as it relates to the rhymes. There was the whole thing with his daughter's birthday party.
Yeah.
And what I've been seeing too much of is black people, quite frankly, siding with this white family that they don't know and calling this black brother crazy, like Talib, and like a lot of the comments that I've been reading, mostly from black women. I want you to understand, I've been reading comments from black women that have actually okaying the behavior of keeping this man, and that's why I brought up BFACS not being involved. They're keeping him from his kid. He had to find out about his daughter's birthday party because his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, younger sister, quite frankly, is fucking another rapper, and he's got a relationship with him, and that's how he has to get his information. And it seems to me that all this behavior is crazy, not his. He want to see his kid, and maybe some of the emotion that you're hearing is somebody that's just venting and lashing out about all of these things because he's been the one that's being subjugated to something when really all it appears he wants to do is be around his kids, Mike.
One thing that I can appreciate about Kanye artistically, and that's why I hold him so high to that regard. I know a lot of people in hip hop, we regard skills on the mic and all that stuff, and he has a little bit of that as well. But his honesty, regardless if you agree with him or not, we talk about keeping it real, right? Like, it don't get no realer than what this guy presents to you. You might not like it all the time. And you're not supposed to like when people are being real all the time. That's when you know it's really real. But that's one thing I will always respect about, his craft. And some people will take it as a publicity stunt, whatever. But is it real or is it not?
Hey, Mike, all I got to say is, and this is why I keep bringing up being defects involved. Like, there's no defects involved. There's no restraining order against Ye. You want to know why? Because what you would find is that in order for somebody to do that to somebody else, oh, well, that other person has to be beyond the scope. And what I'm trying to tell you is, you pull up and find weed and cocaine in both of their systems. You feel me? So there really ain't much she can do. And so this dude's not crazy the way he's talking. But look emotionally where he's at. He's going through, like Mike, I've been saying this since Donda came out. It's like, well, he's going through a divorce and he's dealing with the issues, obviously still in bringing it back up about his mother passing and releasing an album about it. All of this stuff is in front scope for everybody to see. People have literally been calling him crazy for so long. It's a lot for somebody to deal with. He's an artist. Where is he going to vent that frustration?
That's what as fans, right? That's what people want, right? You want
Isn't that
them to
what people
vent.
want? Right.
TD says Jay is the greatest living artist. I said what I said. Hey, listen, man, I'm not mad at that.
Stevie Wonder's alive and well.
I guess we should say active. Yeah, Stevie Wonder's the greatest living artist.
Period.
Yeah,
it's not a good question.
And then you got Rare Form who says Ye is overrated. And Listen,
I
I
didn't love
think that
Donda. I didn't love Donda. I haven't loved anything in a while, musically.
I
Some
get
of this shit
that.
was extra, but that's what I'm saying about the narrative, and this is what I mean about the media again. Well, Talib's not only an artist, but he's part of the media, and so when he pulls up into our media page saying the things that he's saying, it's like, hold up, stop for a second. It's like, didn't you just see him trying to get to his kids too? Like, you're not talking about that part of it. You get what I'm saying? You want to
Mhm.
talk about the crazy verse. You don't want to talk about the dude that's literally driving around trying to get to his daughter. Like, you're not talking about that guy. You're talking about the guy that did the verse. Same person. But the
I,
media wants to keep talking about, you get what I'm saying? The negative side, like they always do.
right. I think that, for a skilled MC like Talib, I think the expectation for many fans, and I get it, he doesn't have to do what anybody says but himself. Like, we don't belong to anybody, you're nobody's slave, but fans are going to have an opinion, right? To be the skilled MC that you are, people expect you to be able to put it on record and articulate whatever, as opposed to going back and forth with the social media stuff. I think that there's a level of expectation from, people who are of a certain caliber, age, and respect level that fans expect. They don't expect certain people to go back and forth on social media. I mean, look, I would be totally surprised, and first name that comes to my head, be totally surprised if Nas is going back and forth to somebody on social media. Wouldn't you?
Well, well, how about this? And this is what I mean. And I actually said this in my comment to him. I actually appreciated that he jumped in because most people of his stature think that they're above the fray and too good
No, I have
to
no
even.
problem with jumping in. It's just how he jumped in.
So, Mike,
Yeah.
I was having a chat with somebody in the group that we're in. It's like, no, I don't got a problem with what he's doing. I said, but it's how you do it. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, if you're doing it like a bully and like an asshole, well, nobody wants to listen to that. You're going to end up making yourself look bad. So a lot of that is going on because he's stooping to the level of the people that are throwing shade to him. Like, I've seen a lot of people talk about his MC skills. Like, I mean, he's not Nas, but Talib's pretty dope and he's made some great stuff. And the fact that
He's a legend. Is that
right,
fair
he's
to
a
say?
legend. And the
Yeah.
fact that he fires back in kind with the same sort of spite, it's almost like you find yourself, don't you know how great you are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Like
that's my
nothing that the fans say on that level should bother you to that degree.
like
Yeah.
Mike, here's what I'm
You're
saying. It's
very
like,
accomplished
how about this? When I was seeing all the comments,
and respected.
I was seeing all these women, and most of them were black women, like in a very famous chat room, and they kept on saying all these things about Ye as a father, da, 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 da. And I finally just commented to one of them. I just told her to hush. I was like, "You're not a father. You don't know what it's like as a black man to be a father. You know what I mean? So stop speaking on the matter." As which, and Mike, she kept going back and forth with me, and she said some disrespectful things, Mike. But then I thought about it for a second. It's like, oh, well, she gonna pull up on my page and see that like I actually have a platform where I may actually reach people, Mike. The next thing I sent her was some scripture, and then I backed out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what I didn't want to do was be creating a tone of going back and forth with this woman. I said what I said. You said what you said. I'm gonna take a higher road, and I'm gonna bow out. And sometimes you
They'll
just
screenshot you.
bow out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll screenshot. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, yeah, I mean, you alluded to it earlier. I think that even in social media, especially in social media, we can actually we can disagree and get to a point where, we get on the same page. I've done it many a times in quote unquote debates in social media that started off with a certain tone, but if you respond in another way, you can bring this thing back around. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I don't think that the proper response is, I'm not your motherfucking slave, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way you could have been like, listen, man, I see where you coming from, whatever, whatever. This is what I don't appreciate, and this is what, this is where we can go from here. I think that the fans, because it wasn't just Spencer, it was other people that he was jumping in their comments
Oh,
and stuff too.
he jumped on a few people, Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got some smoke with about 4 or 5 people just in ours alone. And Mike, and then I went to our group chat and found out he had been giving somebody else in another
I'm
chat
sure. I'm
some
sure.
smoke too.
I'm
I'm
sure.
thinking like, damn, it's like, oh, did you just like wake up and like this is what you do? You jump
And
from thread to thread where you somewhere involved and just get people like I'm like, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I mean, listen, I think that, like you said, it's too much back and forth, and people can disagree, but it shouldn't get that personal where it's like you can't go nowhere with it. Like we
Well,
would
here,
love to, and I know people could say, well, y'all were this and that with Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds. Look, we just didn't appreciate certain narratives or whatnot, but we would love to sit there and debate them about hip hop. If
I mean, they were disrespectful,
Yeah,
and then they were shady about it. And it's just like, I'm a grown man. It's
and
like,
then
say it
own
with
up to it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, say it with your chest and like, you know what I'm saying, and say it to my face. That's because I would do the same thing to you. And
Yeah,
it's gonna be what it's gonna be from there. But even with the thing with Talib, and here's a good way to frame this on a day like this, Mike, where we're celebrating Dr. King. When you think about Dr. King, it wasn't always what he said, Mike. It was how he said it. Plenty of
exactly.
people have been saying a lot of the things that he said before. It's the way that he formulated it and put it together. He
Yeah.
formulated it and put it together in a way that literally made millions follow. And so, not expecting anybody to be Dr. King, but something to be
But your
learned from.
approach can
Your
be,
approach, Mike, your approach speaks volumes.
and
It
you
can
can get
speak
your point
volumes.
across.
Like Mike, you can become, like you said, you can become the most powerful person in the world with the power of your words
Yeah,
without even holding office.
exactly. And on that note, I think we're gonna say peace out to this episode, man. We may not be coming on Wednesday. I know you say you got a lot to do. I think the next time y'all see us might be Friday, and I'm working on this. I'm working on this mock verses with Rap Roundtable, so hopefully we'll be able to present that to you guys on Friday. And man, yeah, we really appreciate all the love, man. Thanks to all the 50, not 50,000. We're gonna get to 50,000, 5,000 plus subscribers, man. And we're gonna keep this content coming for y'all, man. What you got to say, Coop, before we get out?
If we do Wednesday, it's probably just going to be later in the evening. So that depends on what you're looking like at night. I just know I'm probably not going to get here to the evening. I got a lot of things I got to take care of.
Well, I want to
Um,
get this yearbook finished for the fans too. So, we want to get y'all an actual date on that. So we might skip out on Wednesday just to get all that stuff done and get everything to the printing press and get that, to the fans. Because, we don't want to get too deep in 2022 and not have a 2021 yearbook for you guys. So,
no, we need to get that done. I'm almost done on my own. Almost.
okay. Perfect, man. But yeah, we'll keep y'all updated. And if we just feel like pulling up, we'll definitely give people a heads up beforehand.
Subscribe to the page. Appreciate all the love. Thank y'all for all the support.
Yes. Subscribe
The,
to According to Hip Hop. Hit
yeah.
the bell icon so you know when we're live. But yes, According to Hip Hop on YouTube. And yeah, go onto our Instagram page too and, follow that as well. You never know what Instagram person is going to, what Instagram account is going to start arguing with you. Who knows?
Thanks for all the love, guys. We appreciate y'all.
All right.